Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, he had another health scare this week. A statement from his spokesman says he fell near his home on Thursday and was transported to a hospital in Pittsburgh. Today, he released photos of his injury, saying he had 20 stitches and is now back home. The senator says that he had ventricular fibrillation flare-up that led to him feeling lightheaded and falling to the ground. Fetterman, as we know, has a history of health problems. He was diagnosed with AFib in 2017, suffered a stroke in 2022, and fell into depression shortly after being sworn into office in February 2023. Okay, let's go to the doctor on this show at this point. So is this something to be concerned about this fall, or was it just something that randomly happened and we shouldn't be so concerned about it?
Well, it's going to keep happening. He could have made my book as a medical miracle, my new miracles book.
Yeah.
He almost did, actually.
Why is that?
Well, because he has a compilation of recoveries each time his life is at risk, and he almost develops kind of a zen to it, his approach. He's getting more used to it. And he has like one day at a time. I'm living one day at a time. He overcame his depression. He overcame his stroke. You know, he's much more open now about his views. Have you noticed? He's pro-Israel.
A little bit, yeah.
He's working with the Republicans. He's really changed because of all these near-death experiences. But the medical side of this I want to address for a minute. Mm-hmm. It's his heart. He has heart failure because his pump isn't what it was. And because of that, he's prone to these what we call arrhythmias. You mentioned two of them, atrial fibrillation and now ventricular fibrillation. Mm-hmm. Ventricular fibrillation means that the heart just starts to quiver. It's a killer. The reason it didn't kill him is because he has an implantable defibrillator, which shocks him back. It works 98% of the time. That's why I call this a medical miracle. It's a miracle of his faith, which he has a lot of. He's very spiritual, but also medical reality has changed to where we can put things like this into someone's body and they work 98% of the time, and brought him back, shocked him back to regular rhythm. And that's why you see that fall. That's why you see the stitches, but it was his heart. His heart, he has heart failure.
He's a big guy, right? He's probably something like 6'5", 200, probably about 50 pounds. I mean, that obviously plays a part here as well.
Well, when you go down, yeah. You mean no, it doesn't play a part in the heart problem. It plays a part if you take a fall like that. Mm-hmm. You know, Mehmet Oz was saying that to me the other day after he saved that guy at the White House. He's one of the top cardiac surgeons in history, Dr. Oz, believe it or not. We know him in all these other ways. Oz said it's the fall that gets you, not even the thing that causes the fall. The defibrillator saved his heart. The big worry with a man that size is when he goes down.
Mary Catherine.
Yeah. First of all, I've never been more delighted to be wrong about a politician than how wrong I was about Fetterman. I think they still should have been more honest on the trail about what his condition was when he ran, but he has been so fun to watch recover and to embrace life in these ways, and I'm always hoping the best for him in all of his recoveries. Also, I love that he can put up that picture and it improves his brand. Which very few people can claim. But yeah, he's been so fun to watch, and I do think that his health problems have changed the way he views life and the way he views politics, and it's a different lens, perhaps, than when he first went in. And I find him so fun to watch just slam whoever he's slamming from day to day.
I think his mental acuity has improved. I really think that the way his mind and his brain are working have improved.
You see it in interviews, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, when you compare him on the campaign trail in 2022 to now, it's night and day. But Tommy, you see on Blue Sky, which is a cesspool, all right, let's call it for what it is, okay, people cheering the fact that he could have actually maybe, had another heart attack or died, quite frankly. We saw it with Charlie Kirk. We see it with John Fetterman because, God forbid, he supports Israel and is willing to at least negotiate with Republicans.
And he comes on Fox News a whole lot, which we certainly appreciate him doing, and he actually answers tough questions. I think he's going to be an even sharper politician. Hopefully his health continues to improve, and we wish the best for him. But I think he's going to continue to be an even more impressive politician, and here's why. He is fine with answering questions. He's fine with coming on Fox News. He's challenged. He's able to articulate his viewpoints, and he's challenged on them on Fox News. And I think that makes you better. But there are so many Democrats. We had, of course, Congressman Auchincloss, which we appreciated him coming on, but so many that refuse to be questioned on anything. People look at AOC and they think she's this firebrand. They think that she's the star of the Democrat Party. She's never been challenged. You think she would come on here? You think she would sit down with Martha McCallum? Of course she wouldn't. So I think Senator Fetterman, to your point, he's a joy to watch, and we wish him the absolute best in his health. The left, when their nastiness online, leave him on blue sky, whatever the heck that is.
Yeah,
we hope and
AOC,
pray for him. We hope and pray for him. We admire his courage.
Indeed. The C in AOC probably stands for coward because she'll never appear on this network. Anyway, Senator Fetterman made more news this week. He's on tour promoting his new book that exposes the truth behind the so-called tolerant left. Over the course of this year, he's called out his party for becoming too radical and out of touch. Listen.
I mean, for me, it's been very isolating. My kinds of positions are reasonable because I'm not going to follow just a party line. I'm going to think, hey, independently, this is important.
My party, they have forgotten one of the reasons why we lost in 2024. Some people think they must become more progressive or more extreme. That's absolutely not true. Some people in my party, some of the lefties are talking about socialism now. That's the worst thing ever.
But the senator's perfectly reasonable criticism has led to a smear and hate campaign against him.
I asked my digital team, I said, you know, we're on all the platforms, you know, really what's kind of the harshest, what's kind of the most personal? And the answer was immediate. He said, oh, blue sky, it's blue sky. And the difference is, I mean, the right would say really rough things and names, you know, some names I won't repeat on TV, but the on the left, it was like they want me to die or that we're cheering for your next stroke.
As we just talked about, he goes on to describe how poisonous the far left is in his book and says Democrats lost the 2024 election because they lied to their voter base about the border crisis. Okay, Tommy.
And more.
And more.
The border crisis, Joe
So many
Biden,
things.
inflation. I mean, need we go on that one?
Take it away.
To that point, when you talk about blue sky, that's such a fringe area where people congregate, right? It's a very fringe place. So I wouldn't put too much stake in it if I were Senator
crazy
Fetterman.
town.
Yeah, it's crazy town, and let them have it. If they get out there Trump derangement syndrome there and they stay home and do that, better than out in the streets protesting and hurting ICE agents, I suppose. But yeah, Senator Fetterman, I love, though, when he goes on the liberal networks and he talks about how the left treats him, they kind of sit there and you can see that they get uncomfortable because they don't want to call it out, but they well know it too. They know it. They know the way that the left turns on people. And I think that some of the folks on the left are starting to figure this out.
I love the fact, Mary Catherine, that John Fetterman called out Gavin Newsom and Bernie Sanders particularly and said, I don't need to be lectured by these people, right, in deep blue places about how to govern, because they can resist all they want and they will be reelected like AOC in perpetuity if they so choose. In Pennsylvania, you have to appeal to independents and Republicans and Democrats in order to win. I want you to listen to this soundbite here real quick. Here is Fetterman slamming Democrats for shutting down the government.
It was always just country over the party. And now people it never made any sense to shut it down at that point anyway, because now if the Democrats in the Senate now decides in January, you're going to have the opportunity to shut it back down. If a Democrat's not allowed to say, hey, it's wrong, it's always wrong to shut our government down. I think that's pretty reasonable because that used to be our official position on it, honestly.
All right, drop the hammer.
Yeah, his touchstone is the people of Pennsylvania. And if someone like Gavin Newsom would like to be president, he might want to listen to a guy who knows how to talk to the people of Pennsylvania because they're pretty important
the most key
when
state.
it comes to be electing president. But like the left won't listen to a Democrat in a purple state with blue collar cred who says you're just fight to give Trump a black eye isn't working for you because they want to fight, and they don't care if they don't get a win out of it. And that is not going to play with the people of Pennsylvania.
Indeed. Mark Siegel, last word.
I think that you have to watch how fluid he is. You know that recovery from a stroke he had, you never recover this late. It's a miracle. And the way he's open to our point of view now and the idea that he's so pro-Israel now, I love this guy. I think he's the most authentic Democrat in the Senate right now.
Indeed. Principled and pragmatic. Wow, go figure.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.